Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Hello out there. Thank you for joining us again for another bug hunt. Yet again, tonight's episode, Mothership Down. When we last left our intrepid crew, they had just taken APC up a tiny dark trail in the jungle up the side of a mountain and come around a corner and saw a crashed alien ship on the side of the mountain, and that's where we cut off. So thank you all for joining us. Tonight we're going to explore the mothership. Does anybody have any business they want to take care of before we get started?
Are there any weapons in the APC?
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones you brought with you. So, you each have your SMG, the shotgun, and a pulse rifle. Agent. PFC Rouge has his pulse rifle. You've got a Vibe Shetty. Rouge also has, I think, a melee weapon he could loan someone if necessary. He's got a boarding axe that he could loan someone if you really need it.
I got a crowbar.
And I did. And let's see, there was a Dev found a couple of grenades when he was tossing the place, and you found a few extra pulse rifle mags, but no other weapons.
Dev also has a butterfly knife.
Yeah, right. Might drop on you. The
Yeah.
armory had been something happened to the armory. All the weapons had gotten up in the middle of the floor and webbed up.
That's right. Yeah.
All together. So the only weapons you have is that you brought in with you. Yeah. So. So you've come up the side of the mountain. You can only go by the time you spot the ship. There's the trail is sort of running out. It's already gotten narrow enough that you're kind of like tilted up and driving. With one set of wheels in the tracks sort of thing. So you're going to have to abandon the APC and leg it the rest of the way. And it's raining. The storm's picking back up. You may remember from last time that you'd found that chart showing that the mother of all storms was coming in, and it was going to be a doozy that was probably going to last 8 to 12 hours. Past those. Okay. And it's just starting to get in. So it's been like raining for the past hour. It's getting kind of hard. The water's sort of running down the side of the mountain. Footing is a bit treacherous, but you can spot a ship as you're walking along. You are occasionally, like Dallas will hear like little whispers and chittering noises, kind of like coming off from the darkness.
And he's got that SMG that he doesn't really know how to use these.
Same thing. You'll occasionally just you'll hear something, maybe think you spot something moving in the darkness, and it's
Tick is gonna his shoulder mounted light's gonna come out and just like a big spotlight in the darkness.
Yeah. So you're lighting up the side of the mountain. You guys are all being, I assume, relatively careful, or at least as careful as you can be. Is everyone wearing a hazard suit? I know Tick was going back and forth on whether or not to bother.
Dallas has his on.
Yep.
I think I did because it is armored. So yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
There was a spare one by the airlock.
Yeah, there was a spare for you to replace in the airlock. Luckily,
Mo doesn't have to wear the one with full of holes.
It's a little tight, but it's better than nothing. And then you probably had enough time that you were able to get it fitted pretty decently. Okay, good. So nobody's wet, at least. It's not miserable. You do notice the ship is, of course, kind of hard to see because it's getting dark. Because of the storm, rolling in, and because night is falling, you can kind of see it silhouetted up against the mountain and get sort of a sense of what it looks like. It sort of looks like somebody took like 3 hot dogs and glued them together. It's like 3 cylinders, roughly that aspect ratio. You can see it's kind of like pointed. What you assume is like what's the front of a ship? The fore. Like the nose of the ship is sort of like pointed down a little bit, and there's three sort of orifices on the back that you would assume would be engines. They're of course not lit up, but just guessing from basic physics, they may do things different than us, but you got to push on this end to get the thing to go in that direction. So if it's got reaction engines, it's going to have to be that. So you're pretty confident that's where the engines are. You can kind of see above the ship in the rain every now and then. There's sort of like a sparkle, like maybe there's some light shining up from the top of the ship.
Just off into the
but nowhere else doesn't seem to be any sort of light. And as the trail switches back and forth, you can you lose sight of it and regain sight of it as you're going.
I think Dave's going to look at it and be like, "Well, I'm no spaceship pilot, but I'm pretty sure they can't park there."
So besides that one light that we see, is there any obvious power sources on, or does this thing look dead?
It seems very dim, like it's not like it's an intentional light source. It's not like a floodlight or something. Like you would see with the old movie thing. It's just like every now and then you kind of catch the rain falling through something, and you think it's like a light source of some sort. Maybe just a dim panel or a porthole or something like that. But it seems to be on the roof of the ship, if you will.
So overall, it looks pretty dead, though, the ship.
Yeah, overall, it looks pretty dead.
Okay.
As far as trying to get in, you'll probably need to hunt around a little bit. There's, probably going to be some sort of airlock somewhere. Maybe you could sneak in through the engines or something like that.
The signal where we were tracking is coming from there?
Yes. So you've got Inton's locator beacon coming from, as best you can tell, the way you've been tracking back and forth, sort of the center of the ship shifted more towards the front. Definitely looks like it's inside the ship. And as you're walking, Dallas, you get like you feel like maybe like a bead of sweat or some liquid coming down out of your eyebrow, which of course you can't get to because your helmet's on.
Yeah. Okay.
You're like, and you're like trying to get your eye, and you're kind of blinking. And, for a second there, your vision in that eye films over reddish, and then you manage to blink it out.
Is everything all right, Mr. Parker? Is everything okay?
Yeah. Damn allergies.
Okay. If I look into Dallas's visor, do I see anything? Like, do I?
He's got a couple of like small paper cuts on his forehead.
Oh no! Oh no!
What's wrong?
Did you hurt your head or something? It looks like you've got some sort of maybe like a laceration or an abrasion. Is there something sharp in your helmet? Maybe.
He's like I can't take the damn thing off out here. Well,
I have some bandages. If we can get somewhere where you can remove your helmet, then maybe I could take a look and see if we can bandage it up.
So now now I feel like I know it's blood or something dripping into my eye, or
now that you haven't pointed out that you've got a cut.
Shit.
But it's already starting to scab over.
See, that's why I told you it's better if I stayed back at the ship.
It just looks, from what I can tell, it seems relatively superficial. I think you'll be fine. Okay. You're not experiencing any headaches or anything like that, or
am I experiencing any headaches?
No headaches. You keep hearing things off in the shadows, whispering and chittering towards you, but that could be explained by the things that are following you.
Yeah.
Hey, Spence. Hang on. I know I heard something back there. There's something following us here.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
There's more than things. They definitely won't be around.
Yeah, you guys start to
Well,
look
yeah.
around.
Once Dallas spins around and faces away from Dev, I think Dev just looks straight at Mo and is like,
Mo just
like Dev looks super worried. He's like,
Mo just deadpans and just gives one of the guns a single pat and just goes on about their business.
Hey, wait for me, guys. Wait for me.
Yeah, there's a rustle
Run,
in the
catch
tree
up.
behind you as Dallas starts to come up, and a shadow passes across the trail behind you.
There's something over there. I just saw something over there.
I mean,
Tickle shine the light wherever he's pointing the gun. There's nothing there, Mr. Parker.
There's something following us.
Alright, so you creep along a little bit further. The trail kind of lets out into like a little crevice, and there's a little declivity, I guess, beneath you. Milling about in this declivity are 3 giant crab creatures, 3 carks. They seem to be between you and where you want to be. How do you want to
He's a
deal with it?
giant.
But before he dies, let me share a picture of Mo. Not Mo.
Excuse you?
Of Dallas himself. Yeah.
yeah. Wow, that was wow.
I was like, oh,
That's an
pardon?
assumption.
Here's Dallas in all his glory.
Dallas.
But before he dies. So.
Apologies to whoever that really is.
I'll tell you off stream.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sued where I found the picture. So.
Looking at these, like these creatures are obviously exactly like the thing that we saw erupt out of the Gentleman in the Hole.
Yeah, but more formed, I guess, if you will. More.
I see.
You know, more mature.
Yep, that was going to be the question that I asked.
So you've got, let's see,
Yeah, Dev will share that with the group. Just basically like, well,
one of them, its carapace is decorated with a bunch of like nails and hooks, just kind of like hanging off it.
I'm sorry, what?
We're in the Warhammer world now.
Yeah.
Wait. Are we talking like nails, like metallic nails? Or are we talking like
10-penny nails and
Okay.
little eye hooks, maybe fish hooks? It's very strange.
For the Emperor.
Yeah.
See if that helps.
Brother, get the flavor.
Heavy flavor.
Yeah, another one that's got these little pedipalps, and he's kind of like looking around, and there's like some sort of weird ichor dripping off of them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Dev is definitely hiding behind Mo, for sure.
Unfortunately, I said I had a beaming light on me.
You have a massive light.
Do they react to that, I guess?
What's that now?
I said, unfortunately, I announced that I had a beaming light on my shoulder. Do they react to that?
I'm guessing that whenever someone, you kind of like shadow that as you.
Okay, I had a chance.
So you haven't given away your position. You guys managed to.
Okay.
Sneak up on it. Tick or Dallas probably heard some whispering, and you guys kind of got.
Has
quiet.
Dallas seen them yet?
What now?
Has
Everyone's
Dallas-
seeing them. You're all like huddled, at the edge of this declivity, looking over at these 3
He may
things.
open up and firing on them.
This is outside the ship, right? We're not in there yet.
Yeah,
You're
we're
not
in
at
the ship.
Yeah, this is the path toward the
It's
ship.
the pathway.
You can
Okay.
see that there is a where they're milling about, like off to the right is the entrance to or an exit from a tunnel of some sort, and off to the left is another. So it looks like almost like this is a part of a tunnel that is like open to the sky, like some sort of path that they may be taking. So crisscrosses the one you are taking.
I think they're herding us down there. I think we gotta kill them.
All right, Dallas, you're going to open fire.
Oh no.
You got the high ground. You would have advantage on it.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
Yeah, like the whole
he's-
time, I think Dev
yeah.
definitely hasn't got his gun out. It's like still slung. He's like,
unless somebody's gonna stop him, he's gonna raise.
Oh
his
no,
gun.
Mo is the minute they
I'm
see
behind
that
Mo.
gun come up, they kind of put a hand on Dallas's shoulder.
Okay. He's like,
smarter. We get there. We barely killed one.
And
Is there a way we could distract them, get them to go somewhere else?
Yeah, can you think of a way?
Is there a rock nearby?
Absolutely. You're on the side of a rocky mountain.
You also have some
right.
explosive rocks, Mo.
You have plenty of rocks to hand of all sizes. You could go like a good 40-pound rock if you wanted to really heave one on top of somebody, all the way down to little pebbles that you can, do an Obi-Wan with.
As fun as, doing a Cain and Abel on a crab monster would be right now, I was just gonna pick up one, maybe a couple pounds, 5 pounds at most.
Mm-hmm.
And wherever the mid angle is between us and those two tunnels, just...
Yeah. You're trying to get them to go off towards one tunnel or the other.
Yeah, to investigate whatever the noise it makes is.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that works. You huck the rock over and pop, and they kind of all whip around and start scuttling over to it. And they're looking around. They disappear down into the tunnel as they go off to investigate. So, good job.
Are we going down into the tunnels, or are we going to the ship?
I suggest
Do we have that
the
option?
ship.
Can we get to the ship from here, or will we have to eventually?
Yeah, you think. I mean, you're blazing trail here, but you think that if you cross this little declivity and get back onto the path, quote unquote, that you should be able to find a way to the ship. But you're just guessing, really, because
Primary objective is
Mo has experience probably, doing this sort of stuff just from basic training, but I mean, that was years ago.
Mo's just kind of looking at this tunnel. Is this an earthen cavern, or can I see this is obviously artificial?
You can't tell from where you're standing, but you could probably tell if you went to investigate. Obviously, not the one that they went down, but the other one. Unless you're crazy.
This is going in the back pocket.
Send the droid.
If you want to bring some rocks with you, you've got pouches on your suit that you can.
Man, I'm just like every feminine person shopping ever. It has pockets. It has pockets. But Mo will just kind of nod to the others and stuff a couple rocks in their pockets.
Yeah,
Tickle grab some rocks.
Ted's got his rucksack and
massive.
What do you got rocks for? We got guns. So.
Is anybody else going to go investigate the tunnel with Mo, or are you just going to cross over to the other path?
I'm not going near that fucking tunnel.
I'm up on the path. Definitely. I'm
Okay. So, Mo took the slight detour. You go and you take a look at this tunnel, and I guess give me an intellect check. If you have any sort of skills that have anything to do with geology or geophysics or rock hounding of any sort, that would be...
I know how gunshots sound underground, but I don't think that has
Yeah, I mean, regardless of how the tunnel was made, it would sound the
yeah,
same.
just a couple of soundings.
That's a form of
location.
Let's see. Alright, let's see here. Intellect. That's immediately a failure, but it's not the worst failure.
It's not a terrible failure.
Alright.
So, taking a look at this tunnel, it looks like maybe it was a natural crack, in the earth, but it seems to be obviously sort of widened up. It seems too round in places to be natural, and it sounds like there's something coming down the tunnel towards you.
Well, we out.
All right. You've got just enough time to scramble up the other side when a couple more of these carks come out. And they scuttle along and disappear down into the other tunnel off what looks like maybe down the mountainside.
Okay.
So we're definitely outnumbered now.
That was, yep. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well,
Okay.
I mean, that was close, but we should probably continue on to the ship.
Okay. Yeah.
Mo
So
just-
you continue on. You manage to eventually find a trail that leads you up, toward. You actually end up kind of going up a little bit and are looking down on the ship, and you can kind of see that toward the back, these definitely look like engine ports of some sort. There looks like not too far from there, like a few meters up the, toward the front of the ship, is a sort of warty, bubbly kind of spot that could probably be an airlock. But there's definitely about midships in the top of the ship. There seems to be like a crack in the ship that the light that you saw is coming out of. Hard to tell scale-wise how big the crack is, but it looks like maybe some damage that occurred.
So we would have to kind of scale down to get down to this area?
Yeah, so you can you would be able to sort of like butt slide and like crab walk a little bit down the hill, unintended.
Foreshadowing.
To either to any of the places that you wanted to get to. You can kind of see routes that would allow you to go to either one, but you definitely know that once you go down, you're not going to be coming back up and changing.
I was just going to ask that.
Oh yeah,
I was going to say once we get down, okay.
You might be able to like scoot along the side of the ship or something like that. Maybe find a path that you couldn't see before. But once you've chosen your ingress, you're going to be.
And we really don't have any rope or anything with us. I mean,
So Tick
like boot scooting.
Tick is like standing, looking at this, looks down, does some type of math equation. His head is like, we will not be able to come back up from this. This is one-way trip.
Mm-hmm. You can certainly get further down the mountain, but you're not going to get back up to the spot you're at now without going down and going way back around.
We don't necessarily need to get back to the spot we're at.
Yeah, most of the trouble is the rain because it's just it's sheeting down and going with you. The rocks are getting slippery. You're in these suits that don't have grip. And
if we can get down there.
Why don't hazmat suits have a windshield wiper?
Yeah, have a little windshield.
Somebody needs to invent that.
They probably have it. It's just our employer was too cheap to get them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's two little spots where you see like some plastic caps on them where they didn't install them.
So are we? Do we want to investigate what looks like a breach in the top?
Yeah.
Or?
Because if we can get down there, maybe we can try to take a peek in that spot. And at worst, I've got my crowbar. We could try to pry it open a little bit, or.
We have grenades too.
Yeah.
That's also a
big
thing.
can opener, but.
True. Okay.
That was Tom's idea. Mo is like, I keep saying Mo. For some reason, I want my character to be named Mo. Dallas. Dallas is probably hiding behind Mo and is like, let the big strong guy go first. But if we can get down there, I can use my crowbar, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Even if we can't get in there, we can at least try and look through the crack, find something in there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're heading for the crack. You start kind of like sliding along the side of the mountain, laterally to get to, a good spot. There's a place where you can see where like some rocks have kind of, I guess like a small rock slide. It's kind of like nestled up against the ship, so you'd be able to get down those, keeping an eye on the crack as you go. A couple of times though, you do notice like a shadow pass and block off the light. It's not constant. Only happens twice, but you think that it makes you think that something's there.
Dallas is blinking away.
So you can come up with some other. I mean, it could be like some sort of like swinging thing that's blocking it off or something. Could be an automated ship thing. Who knows? But be cautious. Is what you take away from it. Yeah. So Mo, you're in the front. Why don't you tell us how you're leading these guys down the mountainside?
As much as they want to run this military style of get down immediately, they're working with a droid, a scientist, and Dallas. So safety and doing this as slow as possible to prevent injury is the priority here.
Okay. All right.
Not even quite as good as Scooby-Doo in the gang. So
Right. It takes you a good half an hour to get over there and get safely down, but you do it. Nobody gets hurt. Boots hit the ship. Boom! You can feel that sort of hollow echoing up through your boots as you clomp over to the crack.
Is the ship? Is it metal?
How do you try to tell whether or not it's metal?
In terms of like when we land and hit, does it sound like when we normally are walking on a ship?
It sounds similar, but not exactly the same.
Okay.
it's not squishy.
So it's probably not pure metal,
Yeah,
or at least
right.
not an alloy you're familiar with.
Yep. Okay. Okay.
In the dark and the rain, though, you're not going to be able to get a better
Yeah. There's
sense
not
of
a lot.
that.
Yep.
Although I guess at the crack you can kind of see the way it's like ripped and
Yeah.
broke.
Once we get to the crack, I'd probably start.
It doesn't look
investigating
like. I mean, if you've seen torn steel or torn aluminum or something, you kind of know how it has that sort of stretched and warped look. This looks more like a brittle fracture, like if you had super cooled steel and snapped it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with any of that kind of stuff, but yeah, it looks more like the hull might be some sort of combination of metal and organic composite of some sort. But,
similar to the kind of shards of the bits of chitin that we found.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not not organic in the sense of that it was grown, but but maybe they modeled it off of their own natural armor or something like that.
Yeah, right.
It's not a big enough crack to fit through, but with the crowbar, you think you could widen it up enough that you could just squeeze through and pop down inside. You can see though that the light that's in there, it's not well lit. It's it's sort of like, I guess maybe like security lighting, or something like that. It's a sort of wan yellowish, watery kind of light. You can't even really tell where the source of it is, but it does let you see into this wound in the ship, into a small chamber. It's like sort of rough walls. They're kind of rugose, bumpy looking, like a lizard skin, or maybe crocodile skin. And you can't really see any exits from where you're at. But one thing you do notice is that the walls seem to be covered in some sort of fluid, sticky substance. Maybe you won't really be able to get a better sense until you unless you get in.
Wait.
You're on the top of the ship now, so if you wanted to change your ingress, you could walk up and down the ship to either of the other exits or entrances, possible entrances.
Using
the tracker where Hinton is.
Yeah.
Like how, say Hinton's here, are we right on top of him or?
Ooh, let me consult the map.
The map.
Consult the oracle.
He's a bit further down towards the front of the ship from where you are. And just estimating from the beeper, because they're, the indicator's only, good within 10 meters or so. You'd say he's roughly midships up, vertically. But yeah, several meters further toward the front of the ship is where the signal's at. And you can see it now. It's kind of moving around a little bit. Not too much, but it seems to be staying in, roughly the same area.
Do I think my vibration would be able to cut this?
Yeah, it should.
Because I'm almost wondering if that's going to make less noise than. So.
Yeah, I think it would make less noise, and I mean, it's not like holding a chainsaw, but it's similar because the whole blade just vibrates. So you could kind of push through, and it'd be like cutting through cheese or something like that.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
you-
thinking. That might
You can
make.
carve that open a little bit, catch the pieces
That's
that
what
you cut off so they don't
That's what
fall
we're thinking.
down.
We're thinking about cheese.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Milky white substance,
Just like
cheese.
that cheese. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can open that up so that you can easily get in without having to squeeze. No problem. Who's going in first?
Okay. Not Dallas. So
I feel like Mo just kind of like looks to the other two and immediately knows it's gonna be them.
he's
All right,
probably gonna keep the vibration though out because it's just cool.
Eventually, after a while, it makes your hand feel numb from the vibration.
All right, he'll turn it off and put it away.
With this opening cut into the ship, can Mo see any better into this room to get a better gauge of what they're jumping into?
Oh yeah. So the walls sort of curve down into the floor, so it's sort of like rounded rooms, and the I mentioned that they're kind of bumpy. It's how would I describe it? Imagine you've got a custard that's been sitting out too long and it's got a skin on the top, and you like take the sides and you just kind of like squeeze it together and it like wrinkles up. It's sort of like that sort of wrinkly, and it's sort of like a milky. You're thinking white based on the way it's reflecting the light.
It's just getting better.
Light seems to be like coming from the ceiling maybe and shining down, but it seems to be empty. Other than the weird ass coatings on the wall, it's an empty room. And then the it's sort of like cloth maybe draped on the floor in this way, so it's kind of like all piled up. If you drop down into it, you're going to be dropping into this wrinkled mass of semi-curdled custard.
How far a drop down is it?
Sorry, are we in the ship now?
Not yet. He's trying to decide if he wants to go first or if they want to go first.
Dev is gonna like hover a rock over the opening, and he's like, "Should I drop this to see?" So he's just gonna drop a rock and see what it does on the floor.
Okay, yeah, it hits the thing, and then you hear like a slight thunk. So there's some solidness, something solid beneath the, and it doesn't seem like a cheesesteak based on how between when it goes in and you hear the thunk. It seems like not more than like a foot, 2 foot thick.
Cool, just a foot of cottage cheese. Great.
Yeah.
If we go down in there, how are we getting out?
Well,
allow me to introduce you to an acronym I learned in the Corps. FIFO. Figure it the fuck out. And with that, Mo's just gonna 1 foot over and then.
All right, you land gallantly in the middle of the custard.
I was thinking I could just stay up here and just when you guys are ready, I'll help pull you out.
It's a pretty solid floor, but you can't really see any discernible exits because this weird stuff is coating the walls. You can't tell if it's supposed to be there or if maybe it's a reaction to the room being open to the to the air, because you can kind of see where like at the transition there's like sort of a weird shimmer in the air where you can kind of see the outside air and the inside air, different index of refraction. Things are mixing. You of course can't smell or taste anything because you're inside the suit, but that's an indication that something's different. So maybe this is like some sort of precipitation or some weirdness due to that, but you don't know.
I think
he's an alien.
Dev is definitely like a handful of muck and is looking at it in his fingers trying to figure out.
Okay, so you drop down into.
Oh yeah, as soon as Mo's in, I'm not leaving Mo. No way.
All right, yeah.
Mo and Rouge have the big.
I'm not letting Mo get 4 feet away from me.
yeah.
So it's squishy and sort of gelatinous. Has that sort of dried custard texture. Definitely seems whitish. You can see the yellow light seems to be coming from the ceiling. There's just a dim glow, some sort of glow panels all along the ceiling.
Yep. Okay. But it's definitely it's almost like a mucus.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. It's mucusy.
I don't like any of the words you describe this.
Yeah, no,
I want that to be
and I think I think Dev is definitely saying, there's a residue on the walls and the floor. It's similar to one could say to your body when it reacts to things. Like a lot of the time, if there's an irritant in your airways or something, your body will create a mucus to relieve the irritation and coat it. And Possibly it's something like that. Possibly there's some sort of almost like a fire suppression system. Maybe when that goes off, it leaves a film on the walls.
Right.
Yeah, this may not be in the rest of the ship, but it also may be in the rest of the ship.
I think at this point, Tick will go to the edge, look at Dallas, and says, "After you."
Oh, I was thinking I should maybe stay here to help pull everybody out.
Similar to earlier, Mr. Parker, if you stay up there, you will be by yourself with the
Tick
things
just
that are
says,
following up.
The odds of us surviving without all of us goes down dramatically. Are you willing to do that?
God damn it! All right, he'll carefully jump in when his boots hit the bottom.
Dev will help Dallas.
Yeah. All right, so Dallas and Tick drop in. Tick, you hit the floor and kind of like, your foot slips a little bit and you go down on one knee. Mo helps you up. And Mo, when you pull Tick up, you look into his mask and you can see on his forehead there are the equivalent of what would be little bloody paper cuts.
Mo just
tried milky white, scabby
No.
stuff that scents have.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Let's figure out a way out of here.
Yeah, so you
Tick
start
turns
looking
his
around. You'll notice
spotlight back
that
on.
while the floors are solid, the floor is solid, not floors. If you touch up against the walls, as I'm sure you would do, there's sort of a spongy give to it, almost like like a wet curtain, like wet cloth or something pushing against it. Dallas, you think your vibe shetty would cut right through this without any trouble.
Okay.
Probably the butterfly knife could cut through it. But
Actually, I was gonna say I'll let Dev do the honors.
I imagine Dev just maniacally sawing at it.
Yeah. Although with that hazmat, like the gloves, trying to manipulate a butterfly knife, it'd be like,
yeah, it's like one of those big long ones, the 3-foot one.
just hedge trimmers.
Yeah. And so you get through the wall and kind of like you push it open and it stretches open and you put your head through. It's a bit like being born, but on the other side is
Cool.
Considering the other imagery, I don't like that sentence.
Yeah.
pop through the other side into a similar chamber. It's not covered in goop on the walls, but there is a large channel, several feet wide, of this milky substance that seems to be flowing off into like a culvert on the other side of the room. Definitely flowing off, in a particular direction. And that direction, toward the front of the ship. Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any like panels, like computer terminals, or like writing on the walls?
Nothing that would jump out at you as that. If there is something, it's alien enough that it just doesn't stand out. It could just be that there's no power, and so it's not glowing, and you can't tell. The walls are
Glistening.
so that something could be blending in, and you're just not quite catching it.
All right, where's that thing say he is? Come on, we got to get out of here.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, the only way out is going to be down that chute.
Following the
Beep,
following
beep,
the sub.
Following the white goo.
beep, beep.
Following the goo. Yeah.
Yes, nothing.
You could try swimming
Nothing bad
upstream
with
or downstream, or you could try busting your way through the walls into like other chambers or something like that. But these walls seem solid.
Not to a vibe shetty. So.
Yeah, I mean you could probably do it. You might end up breaking the vibe shetty at some point.
No, he's a coward. He doesn't.
Yeah, it would make a lot of noise. Is the problem?
Yeah,
You can't force your way out of here some other way. But if you're trying to be quiet,
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Well, shall we very quietly
Down
head
the chute.
towards the beep? Okay.
Actually, going down the chute, does that go closer towards Hinton, or?
yeah, that's in the right direction,
Oh, it is. Okay.
which is the only benefit that it has.
This guy
Tick
better
would-
still be
It
alive.
would go that way.
All right, who's going first?
Not me.
Yeah.
Tick is polite. You might want to go first.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
I will stack up. behind Tick with the gun.
All right, yeah. So you get in, Tick, and then Mo, and then probably Deb, and then Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, you get in, you start sliding down, and pretty quickly, you have to lay back and duck under the liquid to go. It's not a big deal. I mean, you're in a enclosed suit. You've got oxygen, but it is a little bit claustrophobic. It gets tight in spots where you hit a constriction, and it's like as the guy behind you kind of slams into your shoulders, and you kind of pop on through. So everybody, give me a sanity check, unless you have some reason why you're not prone to claustrophobia.
Being a synth.
Yeah, I'd say you're immune, and you're in front, so they pop you out, and you're just like, oh, thanks.
I got a 55.
Oh no!
Is that a critical fail or a critical success?
I got a success.
Critical failure.
That is a critical failure. Dallas.
Yep. Yeah, another panic check for Dallas.
So that's a failure. We're at 16 stress. I'm just racking it up over here.
That's right. Yeah, your next panic check is going to be
rough.
Yeah. How does Dallas manage? I mean, because you have to make a panic check because you got a critical fail.
I can't go in there. It's too tight.
You're already in. That's why you're panicking.
I know, but it's going to get worse. It's just going to get
back.
worse.
You can hear him chattering over the comms.
He's going to try to pull himself and go
right
backwards.
there. Can I do something to try and calm him down?
I mean, yeah. What can you suggest? I mean, you can reach him by just reaching up over your head and grabbing his ankles or something.
Because
Yeah. I think Dev's going to go into full almost like full counselor mode.
That might make it worse, actually. Someone panicking and his ankles get grabbed.
Yeah, but I think Dev's just going to be like, Dallas, I'm going to reach up. I'm going to grab you. These are my hands. I'm grabbing your feet now. See, this is me. I'm here. Everything's fine.
I'm not going to
It's okay. Just calm breaths, Dallas. You'll be fine. You're absolutely going to be fine. I'm here. Tick is here. Mo is here. Everyone, we're fine. We're in a line. Everything's going to be okay. And still shimmying down. Stuff.
Exactly.
Pull him on down.
Everything's all good, Dallas. Everything's
all right.
fine.
All right.
Yeah. So you guys are coming down. You're doing fine, and then you hear whoop, whoop, as Tick and Mo kind of slip off of out of the chute and you sploosh down. You guys pop out of this chute of goo. You fall down into a little pool of it that is running around, and you find yourself in a large room.
It's gonna be fine.
Splash. The four of you are kind of splashed down into this little pool that's in this cavernous other room, and it looks
wiping the screen.
Again, there's illumination that you can't figure out where it's coming from.
See, fine, everything's fine. Totally
you can see there are sheets, just ginormous sheets of something, very similar to the mucousy stuff that in the room that you were just in, hanging from the ceiling. It looks like have you ever seen giant beehives that have formed naturally on the sides of building stuff where they have that sort of curtained effect or flowstone or something like that? It's that sort of effect, and you can see that there's a breeze blowing. There are up near the ceiling 2 orifices that kind of open up like sphincters. One of them opens up and sucks in some air, and the other one opens up and the air goes out, and the whole time it's blowing through these weird membranous curtains, like it's some sort of air filtration unit or something like that,
or some giant asshole. So
yeah, it's made from whatever this goop is that you just rode down in. Yeah, so that's the room that you're in. It's
organic technology.
I like none of the words that are being said right now.
Let's see. How do you get out of this room?
Oh no.
So whenever your SD says that, everyone, that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I assume you're going to spend some time searching around to figure out
We're just following wherever the
Other
tracker
than looking
is.
for an exit out, is there something else you want to do in this room?
No.
Is there anything besides the airflow thing? Is there anything in the room?
No, that's it. It seems to be just. It's as far as you can tell. It's just like there's air comes in, air goes out.
These sheets, do they come down to the liquid we're in?
Close to it. They're probably about 4 feet off the floor, so you have to like duck under them, and as you're moving around off to the side
I
of
think
the room.
Dave is absolutely going to check one of those out when he gets close.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a bit firmer curdle, if you will, of the version of the mucus, more like a soft silicone or something like that.
Yeah,
Like a crusty booger.
Looking at it close, it's very porous. It's got it's sort of like a web, but very porous, so like air can flow.
Like
through
it is definitely some kind of filter.
Oh, it looks like lungs to you.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
the
Great.
surgeon.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
You feel like you are like it's an inside out lung.
Yep. Okay.
Or like you're inside a lung or something like that.
I think at this point Dave's going to turn to the team and just say, "Okay, here's a hypothesis. I think we are inside some sort of larger creature, or at least the ship is designed to resemble or mimic the functions of an interior system. Those are obviously sphincters. These resemble lungs as some sort of filtration. We can see the air moving. The compound that we're in is organic. It could be similar to blood or mucus or saliva or something. We should definitely find Hinton as fast as we can, because if it is an organic system, then that organic system is going to recognize irritants or intruders and send some sort of countermeasure, like white blood cells or something, to come and get to us. Not that I want anyone to panic, but we should probably not hang around.
Yes, if you'd like to make a fear check, go right ahead.
Yes, he is. Pardon the pun. He is going to bug the fuck out at this point. I'm just straight up. He's afraid.
Be the one that you succeed at.
He failed.
That was so close, though.
Yeah.
So close, Dallas. Do we have to do anything when you fail fear saves?
It just increases his stress.
Okay.
So you'll see Dallas. You might hear him breathing harder.
He wishes he could wipe the sweat from his face. He's like touching this guy. He's like, damn it, and like blinking his eyes.
I mean,
because he's got sweat and blood.
You could try taking your helmet off.
He might. He is really like this.
Please
is irritating.
tell me if he
him.
tries to do that next to Mo. Please tell me.
Yeah. He's actually. I can't breathe down here.
He's getting tackled.
Yeah, so he's like, oh no.
Mo and Dallas go splashing back into the
wait.
goo.
Mo, something's wrong with this place. We gotta get out of here, man. Fuck that guy.
Listen to me. You are not going to panic. You are going to keep your shit together. You are not going to make a mess. And you will get out of here. You fucking hear me. Because if I have to drag one more fucking body around, somebody else going to die. And it ain't going to be pretty. Do you understand? And Mo is just like, glove finger like a millimeter away from the screen, as if they're trying to get the point right between the eyes and they just can't.
He's sure thing, Mo. Sorry, man. This is fucked up.
As you're down there poking at his toward his faceplate, you can see like another one of those cuts just kind of like spontaneously open on his face. Little dribble of blood.
If there was such a thing as an anchor check, it would be made. But they just keep.
Do I feel it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess you feel like it feels like a little itch, like a sudden paper cut, especially since you're sweating.
What the fuck? What my head is bleeding.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, Dave sees that as well, and it's just like, oh. It looks across at Mo.
What's going on? I feel like I got a headache and my face is bleeding. What's going on?
It's just the stress. It's the stress and the sweat and getting knocked over. It's fine. It's fine. Just breathe, Mr. Parker. Breathe. So everything's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
You made it this far. Are you a little lily livered chicken shit?
Yes.
Finish.
I admit it.
You.
I'm afraid. And he will burst into tears.
Oh, Mo, you made him cry.
They just get up and just drag into his feet.
I can't even wipe my nose. I got snot running into my mouth. I got blood on my face.
You want to be afraid? Be afraid. You want to be pissing yourself? Piss yourself. But you
Too
do,
late.
or you will. Holding him out a little further. You can be alive, afraid. Not once. You dead. Understood?
All right. Meanwhile, what's Tick doing on the other side of the room?
This dramatic
Tick is-
moment, Tick's just...
Yeah, Tick is going around trying to find like, I guess anything like.
All right, so you find a
Like he's focusing the
door
light
in
on
the floor,
like,
a trapdoor cover kind of thing, like if you will,
oh,
that you managed to get open. There's some like strange glyphs that you have to like poke at, but you give it a couple pokes. There's only 3 of them, so there's only so many combinations, and you manage to do your quick commutations and combinations, math stuff, and and you get it open. And it leads into a round tunnel that just leads down into the darkness. It's completely unlit. You shine your light down it, of course, and you can see that there's like a walkway on the floor, and the walls and ceiling, because it's all around, are covered with these sort of long, whiskery, hair-like things. About 6 to 12 inches long that just kind of like stick out. It's not like super dense, it's more like whiskers on a cat kind of thing going down the thing. But it does seem to be a way out.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
the,
Diev's gonna be like, "Yep, that's don't touch
as the
those."
group is, as the
Don't
group
touch-
is like, whatever they're doing, Tick just turns and says, "I found a way out."
See, look at that, Dallas. We're found a way out. Everything's fine.
I guess.
If it's anything, it means you're not stuck here. Stuck
Mhm.
here, you can't get stuck nowhere. Boom.
Mint, you seem to be getting quieter as we go. Can you like,
I sure
or is your
can.
mic shifted or something?
1 second. Let me
Yeah,
see.
see,
what I
that's
can
not
do.
bad. We were missing
Is it-
parts of your speech.
Damn.
Of your rent.
It's okay. It'll make the viewers have to like turn it up, and then we'll go boom.
They get jump scared.
There you go.
False sense of
Plan the whole
security. Got you.
All right, so
I
you're
think
heading down
getting
into the
into
tunnel.
this hallway, seeing the fibers on the wall. I think Div's gonna be like, okay, so those resemble psyllium that you would find on your airways.
Very much so, and you can avoid them if you crouch and like turn sideways. Or
If
you can easily
if we
touch them as
these,
you go.
If we touch these, the system is going to recognize that there's some sort of obstruction or something. So
Yeah. Does anyone fiddle with the whiskers and try to touch them, or are you all avoiding them?
Is there any
oh
on the
yeah,
floor?
Div's like,
Is there any on the floor?
No, the floor is clear, like about 3 feet, so you can walk pretty easily.
Yeah.
They're long enough that they stick out toward that, and you have to be very careful not to brush against any of them.
think if Dev
You are
says-
trying very hard to avoid it. I think you can manage that. I mean, it's not like there's a sneak skill or something like that, but working together, you guys, and going slow, you can manage to not touch anything as you move along. Okay, so the tunnel goes on for quite some time, especially with you crouched down in the dark and moving along. It seems like it takes forever. Eventually, you get to a spot where there's a ramp that is going up from the floor. The cilia stop, and you get this sort of bumpy, rugged, ramped still rounded tunnel, but it's now ramped up, and it's ribbed, kind of like a trachea.
Okay.
Or maybe like the roof of a dog's mouth or something like that. That kind of, and it's covered.
At least
in
we're not going towards the other end.
sticky, clear goop. Different from the milky white goop. You touch this one, and you pull away, and it immediately starts to like dry on your fingers, like super glue. Fast. You know how it starts, and you're like your fingers are sticking together, and you have to be careful not to get them stuck together.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is obviously very different. Again, probably don't touch the walls.
Well, I mean, it's impossible because it's all over everything. The ramp, the walls.
I see.
Yeah, you're going to get this stuff on you if you go up this way. But it is in the right direction, and you're showing that that Hinton is not that far away. Like next room over or something like
is
that.
Is Hinton still moving on the tracker? Like, is whatever we're tracking, is it still moving around?
Yeah, if you like zoom in on it, so you can, because you're much closer now, so you can like expand the scale. He seems to be like moving around, like in a room or something, like he's doing something, working on something. He's staying within like a 100 square meter radius, or area, I should say, not radius, a square meter radius.
The old square circle, of course.
Yes. But yeah, he's sort of localized in the area, and you find that you're not that far away. At this point, you're thinking 100 meters from here, just up this ramp.
Well, Hinton seems very close.
Yeah, Tickle showed the tracker to everyone else.
So clambering up the nasty sticky slope. I will remind you, you guys chose to come in through the crack in the and go through the back rooms. So.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
All right. It takes you about 10 minutes to get up this ramp, because it's you keep like one foot forward, you slide back, you got this goop on you touch each other, you're sticking together. But by the time you get up there, each of you is just coated in this mess, and it's hardening, and it's getting harder to move. It's slowing you down. So by the time you get out off of the ramp and like into this little antechamber at the top of the ramp, your speed has been reduced by 10, each of you.
Oh.
but you feel that this stuff that's built up on you has increased your armor protection by 10.
Sweet, cool.
Oh boy.
You just can't move very fast. And I don't even know what people's speeds are. I think it's like, what, 30 is the base speed for somebody?
Yeah, like I've got 35.
I'm at 24 now.
I was at 42, now I'm at 32.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
good.
working
So
with,
you know your own speeds.
20.
You've slowed down in case it matters.
Yeah.
When you're being chased or something like that. But just for thematic feel, you are.
Just like.
You're standing at this sort of like at the top of it's almost like at the top of an escalator, where it goes flat for a little bit before it goes on like that, but it's about 2 meters by 2 meters or so, and there's a little opening into a very large chamber, and you're kind of like looking down over a egg-shaped, I guess ovoid, because it's 3-dimensional oval. You're kind of at the wide butt end, and it, toward the point there, you can see that there are 3 gargantuan carks. They look like some sort of like giant uber king and queen royalty kind of, if these things like get bigger as they live, you would guess that they must be, ancient. They're just huge.
He can't wipe his face. He's like,
and they're sort of reclining in these, like sleeping couches of some sort. They've got like 2 of them have the ones on the left and the right have like hoods down over them, very similar to the suspended animation pods that you guys sleep in, that sort of thing. The one in the middle, that's open, and you can see a humanoid, whom you're guessing is Hinton, puttering around next to the one that's open. He's got an operating gurney kind of laid out, equipment all around it. There's cables running between the cart and the table, and he seems very occupied with setting up some sort of experiment or something. There are carks, small carks, like the ones that are, your size and maybe 50% bigger, just kind of running around in a room. There's about 20 of them, puttering around doing stuff. Look like little worker ants, going around doing stuff, bringing things, checking on stuff. Yeah. So far you haven't been noticed. You're kind of up the back wall, looking at, like you're in a balcony at an old theater where there's, and you can kind of see that there's shallow steps leading down into the center of the room.
So
if only you could take off, but there's no communications.
So there's no way to get to Hinton without alerting some of these worker ones.
You could see a path that you might be able. Mo thinks that they could sneak through on their own. You're not as certain you'd be able to get the whole group through. But it's possible. You can see a path where
Hinton,
they tend to not be going, and you can time things just right. But you would have to go low and slow.
Hinton is a synth.
Yeah, Hinton's a synth. He looks.
Is there a way to communicate in terms of do Tick and Hinton have inbuilt comms? Could we get a comm message to the synth without yelling from the balcony?
Yeah, I don't know that Tick does, but Hinton definitely does not. That you know.
Yeah. I think Dev will just be super insensitive and just be like,
yeah. Hinton is even more humanoid.
You guys know each other, right? You speak the same language.
Yeah. Do you know her?
You all know each other, right?
I do not have a communicator. No.
Yeah. Hinton, presents very much as a human. He looks like a 50-ish, bald, very pasty man.
And he's not in a hazmat. He's not in a hazard suit, is he?
He's not in a hazard suit. Yeah, he's wearing, lab coat and, scrubs and stuff, doing his sciencey thing. But what was that, Minty?
Oh, sorry. Let me get close to my... Mo's just kind of rubbing their temples as if they are just so over everything right now.
Yeah, I was getting that from your face. So it's
yeah, they're just I could maybe get to him, but that's a tall order.
Yeah, that a bullet would reach him from here. That's the one certainty that you have.
And that's definitely something Mo would absolutely do.
We just need his logic core.
Well,
true, you just need his logic core.
Can I peek over and check if what he's doing with the table is he doing some sort of autopsy, or is it is he trying to extract something, or is he doing restorative measures? Is he trying to?
So there's nothing on the table. It looks like the gurney is set up for a humanoid to lay on and be connected up to whatever weird jiggery pokery he's putting together.
Excellent. Okay. So could I hazard a guess that hear me out here, team. That is a table designed for a humanoid to lay on. There's definitely not going to be a carc on there. And looking at those, what I assume are stasis pods or some sort of something, I think whatever Hinton is doing is Hinton is trying to possibly transfer himself into the pod somehow. Judging by what we've heard from the previous gentle persons that we've encountered, there is some sort of it's some sort of cerebral or connection, or mimetic connection. I'm not sure. It seems like maybe Hinton is trying to, for want of a better term, trying to download himself into one of those things, or establish some sort of connection, maybe. Like the way that you would attach an external hard drive to a mainframe computer. That sort of thing. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
Interesting.
How do you all feel about that?
Absolutely no.
Chick doesn't have feelings, so
Mo and Dallas, you probably are having flashbacks to the last time you had to deal with an intelligence that was taking over.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hand twitches to the gun.
And I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but we're dealing with something that can communicate in a way that we aren't aware of yet. There's some sort of hive mind. The connection is the thing that all of these people we've encountered have been talking about. Hinton is a sense of Hinton's logic core is connected to these creatures. Are they going to then have access to the knowledge that Hinton knows? Are they going to, I don't know, ascend into some sort of new form?
Or is his logic core the hive mind?
Right? Are they looking for expanded? Do they want to expand their storage? Have they run out of cloud space? I don't know.
So
To use a very crude term.
So hear me out. So if we just drop a grenade down there and just kill all of them, and then we get out of here, we can always just say, couldn't find Hinton, sorry.
I mean, when you spoke about nuking it from orbit, I thought that's what you meant, like throw a grenade from up here.
Fellas, I'm not having a good thought. Let's say, that your idea is important. Let's say these things are
Oh, we're losing you. Get close to the mic.
to the mic. Let's say these things are using him. Why would the company want a corrupted logic core? You telling me that this entire settlement just so happened to be right next to this thing? And that they just so happen to have all these logs, and now all of a sudden one of their top researchers is here, unharmed, well, relatively unharmed?
I mean, this points directly to the reason the base was set up here, is because they were studying this and these creatures. And that's well above my pay grade, but it's not the greatest idea.
Organic technology would advance their finances.
Well, finances aside, scientifically speaking, Mo, this is, who knows what this could mean.
God, I was waiting for the scientist to go, that seems like we really ought to bring that back.
Well, and look, all I'm saying is, from a scientific perspective, these discoveries are monumental for everyone. And I can understand why the research base was set up. I can understand exactly why they were doing what they were trying to do. I've worked on enough projects with military interests to know that being able to grow armor plating would be a great idea. Having a way to generate immunities to certain hazardous substances or locations is a benefit to everything. Look at what we did when we discovered how to, pardon my phrase, Tick, but when we learned how to generate synths. Like I can understand the progress and why they want to do this and why they're doing it the way they're doing it.
And this is a big deal. You guys are walking around in an alien ship. There's only been a few honest to God alien contacts, in history to this point. So,
I have to be honest. This is one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. Whether it's good or bad, look. there are a lot of people have lost their lives, and I've seen a lot of terrible, horrible, absolutely horrible things. I'm not discounting that. All I'm saying is, Mo, I think you're correct. I think the company found something here that they could study, and I'm willing to bet a lot of people thought they could make a lot of money off this. And considering the amount of technology and the facilities they had here, someone has been backing this, or some ones have been backing this quite, quite enthusiastically. And the reason you are correct, they want. I would say they want the logic core because they want the information that Hinton has gathered, that the research team has gathered.
I have a semi-crazy idea.
Mm-hmm.
We all have like built-in comlinks, right?
Yes.
Well, in your suits, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know if Hinton has one. All right. That might screw up this plan. I was gonna see if we can take the comlinks and I guess like kind of like hack into Hinton's like comlink, but I guess if he
Yeah,
doesn't
we already
have one.
established earlier. He doesn't have.
That's right.
I mean, he may have a comm link with him because he needs to, but he doesn't have like an internal one. That
He's not wearing a hazard suit.
yeah.
Could we just hack into Hinton?
Could you just hack into Hinton?
I was wondering that.
Hack the world.
Yeah, I mean, Tick can tell you that it would be difficult. You'd have to hold him down and restrain him in some way, but it's not impossible.
We'd have
It's
to be
very
nice to
God, I
him.
don't think we
help
can remote
you.
hack him. We don't have anything to remote hack him.
It might be offensive to Tick, but
I don't think we have remote hacking.
yeah, but definitely not remote hacking. Yeah, not from here anyway.
Could
Tick
we possibly-
and Dallas.
could we
use your,
possibly-
oh wait, go ahead.
I was just going to say, could we possibly find a way to maybe distract the workers and get them going somewhere else?
We have a lot of rocks.
We do have. I have at least one rock left.
We have rocks.
And you can, you did spot, like, watching them move around. There is like an exit to the room on the, about halfway down the wall on the left, where they, you've seen them come in and out. No idea where it leads to, or if it's just an alcove. It's really impossible to tell them apart at this point. You're just not familiar enough with them to tell if it's like one left and then step right back, or one left and another one came in. But there is a exit of sorts from the room, but the carts are kind of near it.
I mean, there's that.
Is there a plan?
I was gonna say Tick can easily be a distraction, just like flash the spotlight. That'll get a lot
I don't
of
think this
attention.
guy's going to want to leave, though. That's my other thing. 'Cause I think even if we can get to him, he's going to be like, "No, I must stay and do my research." And
Yes. There's. If we can get down there, if Hinton, quote unquote, if Hinton is still Hinton, then at least we can try and have some sort of conversation.
I got an idea. Some of us distract them somehow. The others get down to him. Either talk sense to him or get him out of here some other way. Get that exit. Get the hell out of here. And if
Wait,
we have
what was that last bit?
we get down to him. Those of us who are going. We grab him if we got to. Talk him out of here if we got to. Get to that exit. Get the hell out of here. And if we have to rip the logic core out of that son of a bitch, so be it.
And just to put it out there is the option of failing in your assigned duties and not returning the logic core.
the Dallas plan.
Yeah.
The Dallas play.
He's been failing upward for years. So.
Well, I'm happy to try and make my way towards Hinton.
I mean,
Okay.
Tick doesn't have like fear of death or like. Oh,
Send him in.
I'm tempted to be like, give me like 1 or 2 grenades, have me just like flash the lights, and I'll just blow everything
I
up.
come in peace. with the grenades strapped.
Just return to your maker.
So Nick is volunteering to wander off into the room and attract all the Karks while the other 3 escape. Is that what you said? It's a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good that's a good plan B, Dick. I'm not sure. I'm not sure incinerating yourself is like the best idea, but
Not the first time things
there-
been blown up.
Is there something metallic or really reflective near Henton?
I'm sure between the 4 of you, you can come up with something in your gear that is reflective enough for your needs. What are you thinking?
Tick.
Have a trinket.
yeah. Well,
Most.
I was going to say, I mean, yeah. When you're talking about reflective things, like out of the rucksack, I was like, I have a harmonica. Does that help?
Oh, yeah, a nice shiny harmonica.
I
got
have
a
a flashlight and a ukulele, but I didn't bring ukulele with me. So.
Alright, I got a plan. And they'll gather everyone close in a huddle. All we gotta do is get Hinton to notice us. If he does something fuck, we bug out. If he's willing to come over here and be civil, we get the job done. And they'll gently take the harmonica. One of y'all put a light on this thing.
You got your mask on.
All right, so you're going to try to just attract Hinton over with a flashing light.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna use the flashlight's reflection off the harmonica to signal beam right in front of them, kind of.
Oh, okay.
Like when you're in a car with a friend and you're using your phone screen to piss them off by shine the light in it off the reflection.
Never mind.
Okay, all right.
Pick
So
the easily
Laser light on the
his
table
shoulder
with a cat.
like boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Morse code.
yeah, so you stand behind him and flash your light while he's doing the harmonica thing.
Actually, yeah.
Just-
Can I do it like in a Morse code thing?
You should, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mo gets his attention. You kind of flickered the light across the panel in front of him as he's going, and he stops for a second and he looks back behind him, up where you are, and then he sees Tick's Morse code flashing. What are you telling him in Morse code? Because
Hello.
all sense no Morse code because it's in their base code.
Perfect.
It just says it's hello in Morse code.
He stops. He kind of tilts his head and looks at you. Thinks for a moment about how to respond. Shrugs his shoulders and says, "Hello."
Do the Karks react?
No, they're still doing their thing. A couple of them kind of look at him, and then realize that he's not talking to them, and they go back to what they're doing.
Mo's just furiously trying to gesture.
It's like, I'm busy. What do you want?
I'm gonna kill him.
Can you Morse code him and ask him what the hell he's doing?
Actually, yeah. I'll kind of flash in the light like, what is this?
I don't have time to yell across the room. Come here if you want to speak.
Well, okay.
And he turns around and goes back to what he's doing. A couple of Karks kind of peel off and start heading in your direction.
Oh no.
They're not moving particularly fast, but they seem to be heading towards you.
He ain't coming with us.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. If they're just moving towards us, I'm like, well, are we? I don't. There's.
Is that path to him still available without drawing their attention?
Is what still available?
Is that path to Henton still available without drawing their attention?
Or
is that ship sailed?
the sneak. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to sneak to him along the sneaky path. I mean, you could take that path, but you're not going to do it without being noticed because the 2 that are headed towards you know that you're there.
The 2 that are headed, I mean, yeah, Dev's not an apiarist or anything, but does it seem similar to how like workers are just designed to work, like they're not hunters or warriors, these things that are crawling towards, and like is he looking at them going, like sometimes when when spiders are ready to attack, their forelegs come up, or when things.
They don't seem aggressive. It's certainly not like the ones that have attacked you, or
okay.
back from, they're just sort of like moving towards you.
Sweet.
No.
I think Dev is going to be like stand up and try and stand in front of them, just because Dev doesn't want Mo to start blasting yet.
Yeah. Okay, he's giving you a screen. All right, so you walk down a couple steps. You meet them, and they kind of.
Yeah. Dev is fucking terrified.
Yeah, they kind of like give you a gesture, like, please, like this way. It's. I mean, it's not quite that obvious and human, but you get.
But
the
yeah,
sense
but yeah,
that
I think
they are escorting you.
Once they
and
escort,
waiting
Dev's
for
gonna
the
look.
others.
Yeah, Dev will look back at the rest and just be like, thumbs up.
So, as a synth, logic cores, where are they in the head?
Where would you like them to be?
I think head does make sense. Yeah, like the brain of a synth is the logic core.
Yeah,
in the ass.
I mean, it could also be in the chest, and you're just the rest of you is there for a look. So,
The right knee.
So Tick is gonna
at least in
Tick is
Hinton's
gonna do the comm link between all four of you, and says, if anything, the logic core of him is in the head. Just bring the head.
Okay. Cool.
Sounds good.
Could make it easier to get a head out.
Good to know.
So the two carts then are going to try to escort you down.
I will go with. I'm definitely not.
The rest of you filing down.
Mo will, but they hate this. Oh, they hate this.
Yeah.
I guess if everyone's going, Dallas is going. Just
Yeah, Tick will go down.
Oh shit!
This is not going to be the one time that Dallas stays behind, just to be safe.
Is Rouge still with us?
I
Rouge-
guess Rouge is
Rouge-
still with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll fall in last. I completely forgot about him. He hasn't died yet.
Why do you sound surprised?
yeah.
Well, you guys have been careful enough not to get into scrapes that I haven't had to throw both of the red shirts in to save your asses.
Dang.
Yet.
We've only used one get out of jail free card.
Yeah. So the carts will like gently like nip at you and not really like, but like kind of like grab you and move you along, like an usher might kind of put a hand behind your shoulder and say come this way. They sort of usher you in and crab up behind you as you're moving forward. It seems okay. I mean, the other carts, kind of like look at you and you're watching. You're not really getting the sense of, the cannibals are leading you to the pot sort of thing. But it's there's a tension in the air, as though, they don't know which way you're going to jump or what they should do necessarily. And they all sort of seem to be, they'll actually occasionally look towards Hinton and look back at you and then like look amongst themselves. But like the room is focused on you now as you walk up to Hinton. He, on the other hand, is not really paying attention to you. He's like finalizing his measurements. He's making, you can see him like put his arm in one spot and make sure like, okay, that's, this is going to fit here. He's testing, some ports. You can see like the, on the back of his head, there's, his like, interface port flap is open. You can see all over his neck and bald head and the backs of his arms are the little scabbed up milky white blood cuts. And so what do you want to do? Because he's not going to talk to you first. He's busy, focused.
And being requested return things.
Microphone man.
I'm gonna replace this microphone. Alright. Hinton, you're being ordered to return to base.
Yeah.
I think Dev's gonna move forward, like just gonna be like look at Mo and say like just and Dev's gonna move forward to essentially beside Hinton
Mm-hmm.
and basically just say who or what is interfacing with what, Hinton?
And when you say that, he sort of like freezes for a second and like stands up straight, gives you a very appraising look, and says, "I intend to interface with this Kark.
I see.
I will become one with the hive.
I
Would you
see.
assist me?"
Well, I'm not exactly sure how this works, but however if you
I
would
can
like,
step you through the procedure. I assure you, it's quite simple.
yes, of course, absolutely.
Oh,
Can
Dallas-
Chick look over the text?
I think as he turns away from me, I'm going to like look back at the group and just be like,
Dallas wants to see if he can slide the vibrochetti over to Mo.
yeah, you can pass the vibe shetty.
Yeah, it just was like,
The Karks don't know what it is, so they don't realize it's a threat.
Mo will take it,
yeah.
but then they kind of look. Hanton, I got a request to make of you before you do all that.
Yes, what is it?
You want to interface with these things, that's fine. But the company has put a recall for your logic core.
Help me with the interface, and I won't need the logic core anymore.
One more condition.
What is it?
How do you... When you're afflicted with these, how do you cure those that are infected?
There is no cure. Why would we want to be cured of this blessing?
Not everyone is the best candidate for a blessing. You wouldn't want that to go to waste, would you?
I'm sorry, I say that? I spoke over you.
You know as well as I do, not every candidate can take every blessing, every enhancement. So how exactly do you not create waste?
Oh. Well, as with any natural process, there will be waste. Entropy always wins.
So there is really no undo, no pause, no cure, no nothing.
Not that I'm aware of.
What happens to the base?
What happened to the base? Apotheosis.
huh. I see.
Dev, what the hell does that mean?
It's apotheosis is like an enforced metamorphosis. It's a change. A change happened, an ascension. So an evolution. Not usually in a nice way. Hinton, this just a quick question. The organic members of the team recalled hearing a sound or hearing the call, and that initiated the change. Does the call originate from here?
Each Kark can produce the crab song.
Oh, I see. And is there a way to in terms of like is the crab the sound I guess not recorded, but is it transcribed? Is there some sort of record of the song, or is it?
I believe it to be instinctual. It can be transmitted over radio, audio.
I see.
The comms tower has been modified to do such.
I see, and it is inherently instinctual. It's been modified to travel through airwaves.
It seems to be the natural state, as far as I can tell.
I
The
see.
crab shrieks. A new Kark. I can see why they shortened it to Kark. A new Kark is born.
Indeed, and this, from what I gather from these from some of the records we found at the base, once the song is heard, there is the apotheosis begins, cells begin to change and begin to
There seems
generate
to be a natural resistance to it. It's not a 100%. For instance, you yourself, have you heard the shriek?
I possibly, maybe we heard a recording of some.
Remember when he turned the comms on and it squealed and everybody heard?
Oh yeah. No, Dev is lying through his teeth.
Have you experienced any symptoms or noticed any changes in your own physiology?
Well, I honestly haven't bothered to check, really.
So there is a good chance that you have been denied the blessing.
Oh, but what does that mean then? If someone is denied the blessing, they are
And then
denied
you will
entrance
remain
to.
human.
Oh, I see. Well, can't win them all. Well then,
I don't want to cut this short, but the Lord is close to waking. The transfer needs to happen soon.
oh yes, right. Sorry, I got carried away. Obviously, these are monarchs of this society,
That is my understanding, yes.
and they have already been. Were they already here?
Oh, yes. I found this ship and them in it, stable in hibernation. They seem to have survived whatever crash put the ship in
Right.
its current position.
I see. Well, I guess there's that answers my questions. And yeah, Dev is just going to be like, yes, please allow me to help you do this, while he looks at everyone else and is like, help me.
All right, so he'll direct you to certain things. He'll get up onto the gurney and ask you, could you connect this here, connect that there.
Are you going to be conscious when this happens, or is there some sort of sedative?
Oh,
that
I must
might
be
help to-
conscious. Yes.
Oh, I see. Can I quickly, looking at this medical equipment, can I look to see if there would be a way for me to either, short out his systems to render him unconscious, or sabotage the entire fucking thing?
Okay, make an intellect check and use your surgery bonus.
Can Tick do that also, but more from like a computer angle?
Yep.
Mo's just staring daggers at the back of his head because they're realizing what's happened here.
Oh, I got a crit, the good crit.
Oh, I did not.
got
I got a failure.
Holy cow!
Can I push that roll? Because I
Yeah.
really want to figure this thing out.
Absolutely. If you don't push, he's going to notice you doing it.
Oh no.
Possibly even if you do push.
Yeah, this is also true.
34. Yay, that's a
Yes.
success. Okay.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh.
Yes, so both of you managed to help, but figure out ways that you could sabotage things, either to incapacitate him or just leave him trapped in the gurney, and not and block the transfer. Possibly even with a critical success, you figured out a way that you could essentially kill him while leaving his core intact.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Can I figuring out kind of like a backflow and just shut him down?
Absolutely.
All
Yes,
right.
in nanoseconds, it jumps out to you exactly what you need to do. It's clear that he was expecting to have to do this on his own, and has set things up so that he could manage stuff himself and bypass fail safes that needed that would have kept you from being able to do that. So between the two of you, you can incapacitate and
Excellent. And also,
destroy him.
yeah, great. Can Dev also send a comms message? Oh no, we're right there. We're probably good.
Yeah, Tick is doing a messaging comm now.
Yeah, I think Dev is also gonna put a message in comms to be like,
It would happen quick.
If
I will
there
shut him
is a
down.
way-
Yeah.
is basically saying, I wonder if there's a way for us to appear as friends or something similar to the Karks. Like if there was a way to mask our presence using the crab song.
That would take longer to try to figure out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yep. Great. Just because you know how there's that experiment you can do with sound waves where you play the exact same wave in reverse and it nullifies.
Yeah. You're absolutely sure that could be done, just not in the
Could be
space
done,
of time
just
that you
not
have
right now. Yeah.
Smear their blood on you.
Also that, yeah, cover ourselves in blood. And
Probably like and pheromone stuff, and
yeah,
all,
like this. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's,
Yeah, just do this as we walk.
yeah.
Void bird noises.
Grandma. All right. So
Okay, yeah, I think definitely. I think Tech and Dev are on the same page. Like we're going to shut him down before the interface happens, and then.
All right. So you get him
grab
strapped
him
in,
and
you get him
out.
sorted, you get him hooked up. You start, and he'd be like, okay, and now do this, do that, and you're sort of following his directions, and then you deviate, and he's like, wait, no, what are you doing?
And I
Stop.
think Dev just
Stop.
looks at him and is just like,
I must ascend. Please, do not.
Yeah, as soon as he starts saying what is going on, that's Tickle shoot that command.
Yep. So he is down. He is, for all intents and purposes, dead. I assume he could probably be revived at some point if you needed to, but that's kind of the whole point of the logic core, I guess.
Who's got the vibro?
we are just taking the hit. Very well. Let's do that and then get the heck out of here.
All right.
Do we have
Unless you want to carry the body.
Yeah.
Do we have a clear line of exit to the exit door?
Yeah, clear as in unobstructed? Not really. You have to do some zigging and like get around some of the carts, and they're all watching. Well, not all of them. Some of them are. They were all watching as you like started strapping him in, but then when everything seemed fine, they just kind of like started going back to what they were doing. So some of them are like sort of paying attention, but like don't really know what the hell's going on. So they're just like.
If we just
You're
act
kind
like
of you've been marked as friends now at this point,
Yep.
So
This is what friends do in our culture. We cut each other's heads off.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Just treat it
Mo
like
looks-
this is
Yeah.
how it goes.
Mo looks ready to reach for that machete and chop off the head, but then they kind of pause. Then they start undoing the straps to pick him up. Do they respawn?
Nope.
The cocks.
You seem
Or-
fine. And when you think about it, Dev, just like using your biology, notice when those carts were escorting in and they were all touching you, sort of inappropriately. It's quite possible they were rubbing pheromones off on you and
Yep.
like marking you as guests, if not friends.
Yep, sweet. Yeah, I
yes,
think they're just going to be.
they
like,
don't
"Look,
respond
they-
as you lift up Hinton.
Yep.
As far as they
Take
know, this is all according to plan, right? He
all
going
according to plan.
trans-
All according to
thing.
plan. Let's
the gargantuan carcanid that's in the the open chamber kind of stirs a little bit, like shifts.
Time to go!
Go.
Go!
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh yeah.
So he scutter out,
Like very like quickly walking, but just like nothing
just-
to see here. Nothing to see here.
Walking.
It's fine, it's fine.
And then walk out like, good time. See you again tomorrow.
Yeah,
All-
so
all
you
part of the
step out into out the door. It leads out into a corridor where there's like a hole busted in the wall, and that hole leads into a tunnel that looks like it was a natural crack that has been opened wide, and it leads roughly down the mountain. Do you wish to take it?
Yes.
Similar to the tunnel from before.
Yeah.
That's out
We're
of
going
the-
in a tunnel this time.
Secret tunnel.
Through the mountain.
Through the mountain we go.
About 20 minutes later, you pop out of the tunnel in that little declivity where you had, had met things before. You can see where you crossed. But now the rain is, it was sheeting down before, but it's just bucketing. You can't see more than like 10 feet in front of you. There is a small stream that is running down into the other tunnel and down the mountain. How do you want to proceed?
Are there carts nearby?
You passed a couple in the tunnel, so nearby in the sense that they're not too far away, but they seem to have, not bothered you. You are a little worried that the rain might wash off pheromone signatures, but
I suggest we quicken our pace.
Yeah. If
Get
we
to
have
the
to slip and
car.
slide on the thing.
Back on the path. Get back to the APC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Once we get back, we can lop off his head, because I think it's not too long till he's gone, and I don't want to deal with another one of these things.
All right, so you try to get back into your path, and again, the rain, it's even slicker now and harder to go as it was. You guys are falling all over the place, bumping into each other. You drop Hinton a couple of times.
Walk it off.
At one point, you're just like dragging him by one ankle.
Like the Benny Hill theme is
When
playing.
you
Well,
you're off with his head. You can't see more than 5 feet in front of you. Even if there was a Kark on the other side of that rock, they wouldn't even know you were there. You get lost a couple of times, split up, and come back together. Dallas is a little freaked out, but you do manage to get back to the APC. It is sort of, well, there was a bit of a landslide, and it is half covered in mud.
Oh no.
You can still get inside it, but you're not too sure about being able to get it going again.
I told you we shouldn't have parked here.
And the way it is, there's no way to turn it around, so you'd be backing down the mountain for a little ways.
Are we able to get out and start pushing mud off this damn thing?
Yeah, you can try to clear it out if you want.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
It's gonna-
he's just
it's
gonna
gonna
go.
My
suck everything.
Rochetti cutting mud.
Yeah, everybody make a body check, a body save
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
while doing this. And this is mostly to like not slip and fall and slide down.
Can I add athletics to that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Could I also add athletics to that?
oh no. I failed.
Success.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who failed? Tick.
Oh, failure.
I did, yeah.
Oh, and Dev.
So,
Yep.
I did get a crit success.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
Very
then
nice.
So while you guys are doing this, Tick and Dev slip as some of the rocks and mud kind of like come loose all of a sudden and like they lose their balance. They go sliding off down the hill. Which one is Mo going to grab with your critical success?
So they're both sliding.
Yep.
Yep.
They're both right by each other,
Yep.
kind of.
But you can only
How
say
long is a pulse rifle?
how long is the pulse rifle? I'd say 3 feet.
Enough to try and pin them both down in the mud with it?
Oh, make a strength check.
We are not losing more people. Come hell or high water. Would this include athletics?
Yeah, include your athletics again. But if you fail, you're going down with them.
Oh,
So,
no.
funny story. I was failed by 6, so I'm sliding 2.
Do you want to push?
Push.
You know, I think it'd be really funny if I pushed. I think it really would. It just be so crazy if I pushed.
By the way, his stress is up to 17 now.
Yeah. Do you want?
Hit it.
All right.
Let's see.
How do you think? Nope.
Let
All
me,
right. Yeah, so you
let me hit
you
that
look,
D4.
both of them with the pulse rifle. You've got like the rifle barrel and the butt into each one of their chins. They're starting to slide down, and you're going with them face first down the hill.
Hey,
so
so-
you guys each take say 3 health points damage. You bounce around on some rocks and end up pitched up against a boulder. Or- Your
Does
face
our
is
super
scratched
does
up.
our super glue armor fight that off?
What? No, that's not counting armor because you're getting bounced around inside your suit.
So, funny story.
You only
Is anything
had
special? Does something special happens when you get over 20 stress?
No, I think you just peg at 20 or something like that, and then you can't get more. I'd have to look it up.
If you take more than 20, I think
Oh,
then
wait,
you
no,
start losing,
wait.
losing
don't
points from
you?
your stats.
It resets, and then you get like a. Hang on, I'm gonna look it up. We're gonna.
And this audience is why Mothership is so great, because you're always
Yeah,
gonna be
any-
panicking.
You failed on the
Any
push,
stretch
so
you
you
take
got
over
another
20.
D4. Okay. All right.
It
So-
reduces the
and I
most
rolled
relevant stat or save by that amount.
All right. Where does this stupid? That's the wrong way.
I rolled a 3, so including that on top of the previous failure, I am up to 21.
So according to this one, the stat or save that you were using is -1.
There you go. And then it resets to 0 stress,
Mm,
or it stays at 20.
no, it sits at 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you take stress, it comes off that stat.
All right. So yes,
Oh,
strength roll, then your strength is now 1 less than it was.
Yeah,
Love
and if you have to
that.
make another strength save, if you fail it, the stress you would take would remove another 1 from strength.
Okay. Or speed.
Yeah, and the stress stays there until we find a way to relieve that stress.
All right. Okay. Yeah, Mo is really stressed. Really
I
needs a vacation.
some
Oh,
like
he's gonna
torn
be-
ligament from the bumping.
Oh,
All right, you guys get the APC free. You manage to back it down to a spot where you can turn around and drive it down the hill. What is your destination? You still don't have comms. The storm is probably another 8 hours before it blows out. Things are starting to flood. There's, rivers forming as you're driving down the mountain. You are, many times go sliding a little bit in the APC before you catch.
Dallas doesn't want to be working on that communication pole or thing in the rain, so he votes
That's
to go
right.
back to the base.
Mo doesn't vote because they're busy hacking off Henson's head in a delirious frenzy.
Would that release some stress?
Into bits.
I can't
think-
spend 6 hours doing it, so
You don't even
yeah, yeah. I will.
just
Yeah, I think. I can go to. Dev will sidle up to Mo once Mo has finished hacking, and basically and just pull out one of his stim packs and say, "Now, Mo, this will take the edge off the stress, but we've all had one in the past 24 hours, so it runs the risk of overloading your system. So you could overdose on this, or you could take the edge off a little bit more. I'm just gonna hand it to him and be like, look, you've got it. You're
immediately.
okay. All right.
Before Debbie Fish is talking, just
All right, yeah. So I think you have to.
Dev's like, okay, unloading the med pack, pulling out the defibrillator, like,
Roll a d10 then.
a D10. Got it.
Roll high.
if you roll a 1, oh boy.
Or 2, because it's the
Oh, this
amount
is-
you've taken in the
roll
past 24 hours. So I guess this is technically
Hold a
2.
minute.
Yeah.
So roll a D10 and see what happens. Is that one
Yeah,
more?
don't roll a 1 or 2.
Got it.
3.
I did just better than that. Let's go. I got a 3.
I don't know what they're going on about with these stim packs. You could take 5 or 6, you'd be great.
So, yeah, so Mo, your stress is reduced by 1. You get 1d10 health back, and you've got advantage on all rolls for 1d10 minutes.
Yeah, would you like to roll that 1d10 and see how many minutes?
Yeah, let's see.
And hopefully get something done in the next 9 minutes if that's useful. We'll come up with something for you to do in 9 minutes so that it's you get to use your advantage.
Suddenly I gotta
Nine.
shoot a wild deer or something.
All right, so you guys are back down at Greta Base. You can see as you're going down the hill, you can spot the Heron terraforming station. The dam has flooded over. Water is pouring into the big cooling tower. Is flooded.
Jeez.
The comms tower is kind of like sticking up out of the water that has flooded over the dam. Even if you wanted to get to it, you're not sure how you would at this point.
Not now, yeah.
The river is swelling. Water is approaching the water's approaching Greta Base. In terms of the river swelling, there's a very good chance Greta Base is going to flood out before this storm is over. You still want to drive to Greta Base?
No, we don't have communications there, do we?
Nope, you have no comms other than what's between you guys. And if you get too far from each other, that craps out.
Yeah.
So we got to get the communications going to tell them, hey, we've got the Corps, pick us up. But
Yep.
they won't pick us up during the storm anyway. So So we basically
about
got to
them
sit the storm
terraforming
out,
bits?
but I don't know where to sit the storm out.
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions because Greta Base and Heron are the only buildings, the only civilization that you know of on the planet that you saw coming in. Even
Which
the
one is
landing
which
zone
one's higher?
is already flooded because it was lower even than Greta Base.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe you could sit it out on the roof of Greta Base or something like that. And there may be, maybe Heron Station might have space that up high that you could get to or something like that. But
The
things start to flood.
Greta wouldn't have like any kind of like a big sump pump, essentially, to help push water out.
Notice one, and it's kind of like on a slight hill as it is, so it's quite possible they just didn't even think that it was necessary to put in a good drain.
Is that something I could rig up?
Form of the century kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you could try. You've got that sump hole in the garage. It's just a matter of finding a pump and trying to pump it out. But pump it out where? You'd have to throw out sandbags and make some sort of berm to keep water out of the base.
We can't.
Knows how. You're just not sure how you would accomplish it in the middle of the storm. Yeah, Jeff?
Well, we can't do anything until communications are back up. We can't get picked up until the storm passes, which is going to take a few more hours. The last time we fired up comms, it was just a crab song.
Yeah.
So we may have to just head to the comms tower, which is partially submerged, and try to re-establish a different communication channel.
Because he told us it had been changed to send the crab song or whatever. So we can't really use it as it is anyway. We've got to change it. So
now you do know that the eye is coming. So sometime in the middle of the storm there will be a calm.
Okay.
And as big as that eye was, you're guessing you might have at most an hour to work, probably more like half an hour of time where it'll be calm, that you can get a signal out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to do that. We may have to sit in the APC until.
I was saying the APC might be our best relief from the flood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait it out on the side of the mountain, and then when the eye approaches,
head down to the comms tower.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good plan that I think we will try to get to next week, because it is 10 o'clock.
All right.
For 2 hours. So that's good. Hey, I'm surprised. I thought you all were going to die today.
So did I, man.
So close.
Yeah, there was there were so
you-
many points where we were like, just chuck the grenade.
and luckily, Mo stopped Dallas from just like
From
opening
just
up
firing on those cocks.
because he was ready. He was just like, let's kill them all. Oh my god, that was
The
awesome.
fact that Mo is still alive is shocking to me.
Yeah.
19, 21 stress. How is this man alive?
If Mo survives this, I want to run a Mothership game, another Mothership game with Mo in it.
It's just gonna be how long until this motherfucker breaks?
Yeah.
But if you survive 2 games, I will run another Mothership game with you guys with Mo in it. I'll figure something out. So.
Oh shit! Now I gotta survive.
The Engines of Mo. Everyone's going to try to keep Mo alive.
Keep Mo alive.
Yeah,
Awesome.
just so we can play another game of Mothership with Mo as like the eye patch wearing grizzled old veteran who's just like
Mothership. Mo Garrison must die.
Like 20 years later,
Yeah.
he's missing 3 fingers.
Yeah. Won't let me die, damn it.
Refuses to eat seafood ever again.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
He's just
Yes,
he's just a Michael Ironside character from Starship Troopers with like bionic limbs.
All right, I think
Well,
we have to make it happen.
Other than meet us back here in a week for the next installment of Mothership. Any other announcements or things people want to talk about before we break off?
I got something, but I'll go last. Anybody else?
No, I mean, yeah, there's a
All
lot
right.
of cool video games coming out. I'm just super stoked that there are awesome video games coming out.
There are,
And
yeah.
yeah, just a
I just
reminder
finished up,
to everyone out there
Solid
who's listening and watching, like, find games you like and play them, because I'm enjoying playing some really quote unquote terrible games according to the internet, but I'm having a blast. So,
Good. As long as
and
you're
some
having
good friends
fun.
of mine have been involved in video games, and they're getting some unnecessary hate from haters online.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Who
that's
don't-
just
Who don't seem to realize that an actor is not the character in the game. You know, and you're like, come on, guys, come on.
wait.
Just
No,
drop down.
seriously.
Really, man?
Oh,
But, yep. Just
Well,
right.
I think anybody else have anything they want to?
Just the cat.
Okay, just yeah.
yes.
All right. Well, tomorrow night here on the channel, we are beginning really the second half of season 1 of Wraith. We took a long extended break, but we are finally back tomorrow night with some Wraith the Oblivion, with Minty as one of the main players. Friday night we are going back to Call of Cthulhu. Down Darker Trails, and then next Wednesday night back here with another bug hunt. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody who watched on the stream and is watching this later on YouTube. We appreciate your support. Please be sure to give the video a like, subscribe, and we will see you again soon. Good night, everybody.
Right on.
Please don't let me die.